Alright, welcome back. Sorry if it took a bit longer than 10 minutes. Had to also take care of a laundry, and setting up some of the commands has taken a bit longer. But yeah, we are back with Assassin's Creed 2 and the start of our NU 2023 challenge playthrough. However, before we go and actually dive into the game, we're gonna be watching a short movie called Assassin's Creed Lineage, which I happen to have on DVD, so that's where we're gonna be watching it from. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it's kind of like a prequel story to Ezio, featuring his father Giovanni Auditore, moments before we actually start to control Ezio in the game. And it's kind of like setting up a lot of the antagonists, but also some of your allies, and why the things happen that happen to the family Auditore. Hey there, Afro, welcome back. Also welcome in again, Spectrum. Thanks for joining. But yeah, I'm gonna mute myself during the watch here, but I'm still gonna be in chat and yeah, be able to talk with you guys about the movie through there. So once we watch the movie, we're gonna be watching the making of 2. And then we're also gonna go and have a look at the backstage. I could technically also use the trailers through the DVD, but I think honestly the quality is better on YouTube, so we're just gonna be watching the trailers there. Also, hey there, Seraph, welcome in. Thanks for joining. No AC Lineage at 4K. Well, I could be doing that as well. But yeah, I figured since I have a DVD and there's like the making of as well on it, we will watch it like this. Hey there, Maxi, how are you doing today? Thanks for joining. Yeah, could be doing better. I'm still a bit sick, but fortunately feeling better than yesterday at least. But yeah, my voice and my nasal is still quite affected by it. But I'm at least feeling a little bit better than I felt this morning, so we're getting there. Yeah, fortunately it's not COVID though. I did actually do a test yesterday and it was negative. So hopefully I will be back on track for the ski vacation over the weekend. But yeah, I mean, so many people are getting sick these days, so fortunately nothing too bad. But yeah, let's go ahead and watch this movie, shall we? I'm excited.
(1476), the dawn of a new era for Italy. Art, culture, and science are flourishing under the guidance of inspired minds. Renaissance. This is probably the way history will remember us. But in the shadows far from the gold and the knowledge lies another truth. Corruption, betrayal, murder, secrets. Secrets so dangerous that I must hide them even from my own family. family, justice, honor. These are the values guiding my blade. This truth is written in blood, and the shadows are where I strike. I am Giovanni Auditore, and like my ancestors before me, I am an assassin. You're coming with me. Avanti!
I stopped them before they left Florence. Unfortunately, Your Magnificence, the fourth man, escaped.
What have you heard, Giovanni?
Rumors about an important event that would cause a shift of power.
That man you captured, has he spoken yet? He will tell us what he knows. Where? Tell me where?
In Milano. On the day after Christmas. At the High Mass. For the feast of Santo Stefano. When the echo of the choir becomes louder at the altar, when the bell rings for the 12th and last time.
sic transit gloria mundi.
At the altar, the echo of the choir becomes louder. When the bell rings for the 12th and last time, the Duke of Milano will die.
Requiescat in pace.
Ezio's learning fast. He reminds me of you.
Ezio, remember, you need to think ahead. Don't wait for your opponent to move. Anticipate and surprise him.
How are you, Father?
Good, Ezio.
Good. Father.
Federico.
Well then, let me see. It's the fair game. It's mine. It's me elsewhere.
With the death of the Duke of Milano, Lorenzo de' Medici has lost a powerful ally. I am sure that his enemies already plot their next move. Sforza's death was not the end. It was just the beginning. and I know where to fight my next battle.
Served us well in the past. That is why we are entrusting you to send this letter to our master.
It's perfect. It's just perfect. After all these years, our time has come, cousin.
Yes. You must protect this letter with your life until it is delivered. Do you understand me?
Go to Campo San Anzolo. Next to the wine merchant, there is a statue. Our man will be waiting for you there.
Do not fail us.
Ti faccio fiducia.
What are your masters plotting? Speak! God as my witness, I will cut your throat.
My life is not yours to take. And my secrets come with me. See you in hell.
Fool.
Giovanni, did you find anything in Venice? I intercepted this letter. Take a look, Your Magnificence. It bears the seal of the Barbarigos. I never trusted them.
Gonfaloniere.
An encrypted letter. It will take several hours to unlock its secrets. I'll send for you when it's done, Giovanni. Get some rest. Father Maffei.
You broke the code. That's good. I knew you wouldn't disappoint me, Father Maffei. Go fetch Giovanni. Tell him he will need to travel shortly. I will wake Lorenzo. And Father, remember, you owe us your silence. Secrets are born here, and they die here. No one is to know about the content of this letter. Capiche? Good. You can go now.
Per favore, un attimino, Padre Maffei. Prego. Grazie.
Come back to us soon, huh?
I promise.
Our son is watching.
I know.
You should talk to him.
I will.
Tell me, Papa, why is it that a banker leaves so often in the middle of the night?
Business calls, son.
I may come with you.
No.
Why not?
I need you to assist your brother. Take care of the family while I'm away.
I want to help you, Father.
You're helping more than you know, Ezio. More than you know.
Because we broke the seal of the original letter, we had to make an exact copy. Father Raimundi is working on one as we speak.
Why?
We were unable to decipher it. The only way to unlock the secrets of this letter and find out who masterminded Sforza's assassination is to deliver it and see where it will lead us.
Your Magnificence, I know exactly where in Rome the Barbarigos wanted the letter to be delivered. I can go.
Father Maffei, is it ready?
Rome is a dangerous city, my dear Giovanni. Are you sure you want to carry out this mission without any help?
Yes, for the safety of Florence and the honor of the Medici.
So be it. Go and find the pit where these snakes hide. And be merciless.
May the Father of Understanding be with us.
Has Rodrigo Borgia become a messenger now?
Not necessary, Your Holiness. The death of the Duke of Milano changes many things.
Is it really?
The alliances of men are fragile. Even the cities can change hands as easily as money. As long as God is on our side.
Amen. I am told that Lorenzo de' Medici does not show much respect for our position.
That is true. But you could force them to obey you. Florence is weak now. We should take advantage of it. With your help.
It's not part of my office to consent to the death of anyone. But my concern is the greater good of the Republic of Florence. Therefore, I am prepared to offer my spiritual support and military help to ensure order is maintained. Preserve the honor of the Holy See, Rodrigo.
You can count on me, Your Holiness.
Looking for the man who just came in. You must have seen him. Where did he go?
It has been very quiet here today. I have seen no other man besides you.
The hood covers his face. He wore black clothes.
I cannot help you. Maybe God can. Pray. And you will find the answer.
Your blade won't be enough, assassin. What happens now is up to you. You have a unique set of skills, Giovanni. That's your name, isn't it? A set of skills I'd be delighted to have on my side.
What side is that?
The side that is going to win a war you don't even know has begun yet. The world is changing under your feet, Giovanni. Join us, and you may live to see it.
Borgia. Yes, I know your name too. I also know how this is going to end. With your fantasy in ruins, an assassin's blade in your throat.
We shall see. He's all yours. Get him!
Kill
blade almost pierced your heart. You haven't spoken a word since you've returned. What's going on, Giovanni? Tell me.
Sforza's assassination was just the beginning. This is a vast conspiracy, Maria. I'm pretty sure the next step will occur here in Florence. I'm concerned for De Medici's safety, for his allies' fate, and for our own.
Papa! Father Maffei is here. He wants you to come with him immediately. He's not alone. Armed men are with him.
Calmati, figliolo.
Why would Lorenzo de Medici send guards for you? Why?
I don't know. Go back and tell Maffei that I'm already gone. Buy me some time. Federico, I'm depending on you. You're the eldest. Protect the family. Go.
I told you, my father isn't here. Now! And don't ever doubt the words of an auditore again. Leave this place now!
Our main problem is that damned assassin! His investigation threatens our plans!
Don't worry. I'll deal with Giovanni. I've already got something in mind. And then, nothing will stand in our way anymore.
Where's this from?
My dear sons, dark skies are rising over Florence and time is running low. The enemy is closer than I thought. Now, the final battle is about to unfold. Every man is mortal. Every life comes to an end. But certain things will never change. Federico and Ezio, my sons, always remember. We are the Auditore di Firenze, and we are assassins.
And that is Assassin's Creed Lineage. Pretty cool how they brought back so many of the actors that actually, you know, played their counterparts in, or their equivalent, I guess, in the game. Now, not all of them have been recast, of course. For example, for Ezio, they had to choose another one because Roger Quicksmith was just a little bit old to play like a young Ezio, at least visually. He can pull it off with his voice though. But yeah. So now you see why the Auditore family are getting kind of like hunted. And that there's kind of like a conspiracy going on that, you know, means that they want to kind of like betray the Medici family from within, essentially. But yeah, definitely explains a lot about why the things happen that do happen at the start of the game. So there's still a making of this short movie as well, which is definitely a bit shorter than the movie has been. But I still want to showcase that too, to kind of like showcase the, you know, process of making this. And also to hear more of the actors who ended up, you know, voicing the characters in the game too. So yeah, in just a sec we're also going to be watching that as well. One thing I really like about this game is kind of like how family is at the forefront, right? Which makes a lot of sense if you think about the assassin not being like this, you know, kind of like order that's centrally located where everybody is, you know. They kind of really had to become part of society and blend in more, not, you know, being discovered essentially. And it is a lineage, you know, passed down from the very first assassins all the way here to the Auditore, and from Giovanni to Ezio. But yeah, let's have a look at the making of for Assassin's Creed Lineage.
Assassin's Creed was one of the biggest hits of the 2007 holiday season. We sold more than 8 million copies of the first game. And now we're just coming out with the second one. Assassin's Creed 2 is taking place in Italy this time around. Desmond is going through the life of somebody else. It's called Ezio Auditore da Firenze. And this ancestor is now an Italian nobleman at the beginning of the game, and he'll become a master assassin throughout his adventure of Assassin's Creed 2.
We got together in Paris, brainstormed a bunch of different ideas, and finally decided that we thought it would be most interesting to focus on the events leading up to the beginning of our game, to give a sense of, you know, what family life in the Auditore household was like, and then also hint at the beginnings of the conspiracy that our hero is going to discover once the game kicks off.
If you want to understand exactly some scenes in the game about, you know, between the characters, you have to look for the movie. You have to watch it, and then you'll understand why the mother says one thing, why the father reacts that way, for example. So it gives more, and it's more content.
Let's talk about the corporate side of the original challenge that was proposed by Ubisoft to start on a project. Very quickly, Assassin came as a very good project to start with. The game was already started. They were working on it very hard, and the idea came to do a series of episodes as a short movie, able to be connected between each other, where background might be used directly from the game as an import to start, and after that we came with the proposition to use live actor to humanize mainly the film, and to do what we're built for. Mainly what we're used to is putting live actor on top of a CGI background.
Since our story does focus a great deal, at least initially, on the concept of vengeance, you know, became apparent to us very early on is that for this to work, You know, the player, much like Ezio, has to grow attached to his family. And I think that's when, you know, the idea of doing something like the films became very appealing to us, because it provided us with another way to further expand Ezio's backstory, you know, in a different medium, in a way where we didn't have to concern ourselves as much with gameplay. We could focus entirely on character and story and universe building.
I hope that the product will have some impact on the gamer when he will start and he had the chance to see the 3 episodes. And I know that through the experience to making this movie also, we will be able to give our input to the game people that are generating and telling and inventing their story. You need to realize that a gamer is having his feeling by the way that he's playing. He generates his own excitement. A film, you're kind of passive, you're there, and the film is there to generate the emotion.
What was cool to have a movie being done while we were doing the game is that we could use some of the casting they did and put it in our game. So, for example, the father is basically the same guy. We just like use his face and everything, and we had a recording session with him, but he's the same guy as you see in the movie. And that's pretty cool. That helped us out a lot, because sometimes it's tough to create a character from scratch, and actors, that's what they do, they create characters.
And as far as being part of a game, being in the game is very thrilling, very exciting. I feel like I'm on the part of something that's on the cutting edge. Technology is always evolving, and looking at Houston back there, we know that we're backed up with something that's going to be supporting all that. You look at the costume, which is actual.
The detail.
You can feel it.
Être acteur réel à travers un jeu, waouh, c'est comme dire, bon, ben alors parfait, lui maintenant je sais que c'est lui le salaud, lui c'est le gars qu'il faut éviter, ça ce sont les embûches.
If a writer, whoever, my 12-year-old, my 19-year-old, or you start to write a story and you ask me, okay, put life into it, that's our job. It's our purpose.
And we have to give it life. How do we give it life? Well, you got to find the truth of the character. Where does it begin? Well, in this case, it begins with the game. That's the script.
I don't think of it as like preparing for a role for a video game. I think of it just preparing for a role in general, because it's filming and it's just like any other project, except it's going to be changed into the video game.
Whatever it may be, if it's a story and we need to reenact it, it's the same principle.
Je pense que quand l'humain propose une émotion, qu'il y a quelque chose qui brille dans son œil, où il y a un pli qui se fait au moment d'une réflexion, ou le mouvement du visage, la pureté de l'être humain pour exprimer une émotion, je pense que ça va apporter quelque chose de richissime au jeu.
By seeing these 3 preludes, if you wish, these 3 stories that are going to impregnate the players with emotion, with attachment, with a relationship to the characters.
You hit something that really resonates, and that's emotional attachment. That goes back to storytelling. Yeah. You know, if you know, gamers playing the game, maybe non-gamers that will see this might be interested in the game.
The video game aspect is not making a big difference, except for the fact that we need to sort of respect certain things that they're establishing in their world. We need to sort of keep that going. But that's about it. The rest is really about trying to tell a story the same way we would in a traditional environment. What is very different is the way we're going to produce that story. Now we were starting with some of the environments that were developed for the game, so totally virtual. And the questions were, is it going to hold in the movie world? 5 to 10% to produce of real things to produce for each scene. The rest was all going to be virtual. So what are you going to do? What do you need to provide to the director or to the actors and to the NASA team so that they will have enough information that they can work? A street, for example. What do you put in the street? You know, a big room with big windows. What do you build? There's a fireplace there. Where, you know, so you have to find a way to determine what's going to be essential for the actors, for the technicians, for the director, and for the post teams. 2 teams working on, you know, different things. And that was part of the exercise for the departments, you know, for the production designer, for the costume designer. They had to work differently than, you know, what we normally do.
We have a new way to be able to project the virtual environment imported from the game that just don't exist. Well, when you think about it, it's difficult for an actor to be able to give a performance in an environment that they have no idea where they're coming from, what it is, what is the size of the room, including the stunts, because, you know, they are obviously rehearsing and they don't have any limit with wall, but you need to find a way to be sure that during their action, they're not passing through a virtual wall.
Very often, instead of, you know, doing the traditional way of shooting, you're gonna rotate the actors, change the doors, change the windows, you know, just basically revolve the whole world and keep the crew in the same position. And it's very abstract.
Like the idea we had mainly is to come with the projector, which is on top, and we are projecting the room on the floor. Like when it's time for all of the team to set up the environment and know where the wall need to be, where the table is supposed to be, where the fireplace is supposed to be, we're using this projection and we don't have anything to measure anymore. And when you do that, you are forced to render and to do some layout as architects, obviously, to project what is going to be the room. Like we can project a decent size in this, and we can orient the projector depending on the kind of shots we're dealing with. And obviously this is why the team in the background are also checking and validating that on a shot-by-shot base to be sure that we're not doing mistake during the shooting, that we're going to find when we'll start to do the integration later. This project is very demanding post-production wise. Obviously, it is a shoot which is entirely done on green screen, which means at the moment you see an actor, you know that it was on green screen, and there's no shot that exists in that movie where post-production was not involved. There will be 750 shots, mainly roughly, if you count the 3 episodes together. It means that we have 750 different environment angles to produce, and we have to do the preparation and to do all of the pipeline steps. The first thing you have to do is to do the preparation of all of these clips, and it's a tough part of the process and the pipeline, because you need to get rid of all of the different green dots, tracking mark, everything on the set that was there that need to be erased to have a very, very good green environment to make the integration in the future smoother and easier. In parallel, you have a team of trackers that are using some information from the green screen to be able to extrapolate how the 2 cameras were moving in space. Like all of these people are taking shot-by-shot base, they analyze the picture, and they're providing some kind of camera move file saying, okay, this is how the camera was moving in space. It's because if you have the pretension and the ambition to put all of these people on a future environment as the inside of a church, and the camera is moving with a very complex move, you are expecting that the environment is going to move exactly perfectly and tracking perfectly the original shooting from the green screen. This is what the tracking people are doing. After that, they're the layout, knowing that when a camera was shooting, what was the camera angle, the height, what is the real position of the environment to make the geometry work. Like all of these steps are done in parallel. After that, the 3D people, no matter what, they have a pretty good idea, and the modeling have done on these environments. They need to finish all of the details on these environments and moving with texture. And after that, giving life texture-wise to these environments from a film point of view, and to give mood to it. You are compositing the live action on top of virtual background that now are moving perfectly in relation with the original camera movement. And you put these 2 things together. Sometimes it's 3 layouts, 4, 5. Sometimes we have 17 layouts to build to reach our goal. And at the end, after there will be another process, it will be what we call a DI, which is a digital intermediate. We're going to move all of the 1 episode entirely and start a session of color correction when we will shot by shot readjust and fine-tuning all of the chroma, all of the mood, all of the ambience to get to the final result.
So we have more than only one setting available for us. That made the universe much bigger and much richer. And say, the entire history with a big H is now available to us to make a game or a movie or TV series or whatever we want to make, books and comics, whatever we want to do in this universe of this formidable machine that let us relive a life of an ancestor. And that's really is the core of Assassin's Creed.
Ubisoft are storytellers. We are in a position that the gamer will be passive when he will take a look on our film. But we need also to participate to the storytelling. We are the potential to prepare him. And when he will see the film series, he will get a much better preparation to start his game. He's going to know mainly the character before he already started the game. He'll know things, he will know details. He will probably realize things that he already knows, but he doesn't realize he knows that yet. And I believe that it's a new way to prepare, but it's still a self-content project.
We know now logistically how to approach it in a much better way. It's much clearer. Technically, even creatively, we have much more specifics now that we're going to go through next time. And this is only the very beginning. We can tell. It's only the very beginning of something that promises to be very, very big and exciting.
Alright, so that was the making of for Assassin's Creed Lineage. There's one more video I want to showcase which is even shorter. I think it's just 5 minutes of like more backstage information, so we're gonna watch that too. But yeah, the trailers I'm gonna reserve for another time so we can actually dive into the game after the backstage session here. Yeah, it's really interesting how they talk about the future of this series, back then. When they talk about, like, they have the entire history at their disposal, they have, like, books, comics, movies they can make about it. And I mean, just that happened, of course, Like, AC2 is really the game that kind of, like, pushed the series in that direction. And made it the franchise that we know it as nowadays. Yeah, it was different times, that's for sure.
It was in Montreal, Canada that Assassin's Creed 2 was made. The Ubisoft teams, already responsible for the first episode in 2007, notably made use of motion capture, a technique that results in an extremely realistic animation quality. And for good reason. It comes from the real movement of actors. While it is used both in cinema and video games, this technique was actually developed by medical researchers to monitor diseases. Jacques Dussault, head of motion capture at Ubisoft Montreal, shows us how it works.
C'est qu'on a une multitude de caméras. Dans notre cas, on en a 48, le chiffre pourrait varier, qui regardent tous au même centre, au même volume, et qui essaient de voir les marqueurs et de s'assurer qu'elles ont les marqueurs dans leur champ de vision. Et ensuite, ces caméras-là sont capables de comparer chacun leur point de vue et donc de savoir à quel endroit se trouvait ce point-là dans l'univers. Donc, on arrive à situer en 3D chacun des petits points qui est sur l'acteur ou sur les objets qu'on capture. Et à partir de là, on trouve, à travers la technologie, les logiciels d'animation, on va accrocher une marionnette 3D qui tout d'abord est à la dimension de l'acteur et ensuite du personnage qu'on va avoir dans le jeu. On l'accroche à ces marqueurs-là et donc elle se met à bouger à l'intérieur de cet même espace et à agir exactement comme l'acteur agissait sur le plateau de tournage.
For a game like Assassin's Creed 2, 30 to 50 days of motion capture are required and no less than 25 actors, each of whom will animate up several characters and sometimes more.
Un gars dans la foule, un soldat qui se fait tirer dans l'œil par une flèche, un vieillard qui se fait poignarder, un noble qui donne un speech sur un balcon, un gars en train de conduire une calèche, mettons, etc., etc.
For a long time, the games industry used stuntmen or mime artists for this motion capture work. But now, with the closer ties to cinema, it's real actors who play these virtual roles.
Commence une autre chose nouvelle que je trouve intéressante, c'est le mocap avec la prise de son en même temps. Donc, ils nous mettent un petit casque avec un micro, puis comme ça, au lieu d'avoir à synchroniser mes lèvres avec du dialogue préenregistré, c'est mon dialogue.
À côté! Shoot! Shoot the flying demon!
Apart from the voices, it's occasionally the faces of the motion capture actors that are seen in the game. That way they can recognize themselves when they play the game.
Moi, j'ai une assez bonne mémoire pour ça, donc je suis sûr que quand je vais voir le jeu, puis mettons, il y a un garde là, qui me fait tuer, là, je dis « Hey, c'est moi, ça! » Ensuite, il y a aussi un personnage qui est moi, c'est ma face dans le jeu. Donc lui, je vais le reconnaître, je suis sûr.
Ties between cinema and video games are getting so close that Ubisoft has started production on a series of 3 short films based on the world of Assassin's Creed 2. To find out more about the making of Assassin's Creed Lineage, which is the title of the series, our next stop is Highbridge Studios. Located 1 hour from Montreal, this is where the special effects of the movies Sin City, 300 or the most recent Final Destination were all created. We have an appointment with Pierre Raymond, the producer of Assassin's Creed Lineage, to find out what the difference is between working for a Hollywood studio and a video game company.
Je me serais attendu à une différence plus grande que ce à quoi je suis habitué avec les studios. Or, c'est pas vraiment le cas. Je vois et j'essaie de traiter le groupe d'Ubi comme étant un studio à part entière pour ne pas sombrer un peu dans le piège de moins bien les desservir. Et eux ont la tendance naturelle à réagir de la même façon à l'écriture d'un script. On envoie le script, ils vont en cours de route en prendre connaissance. Ils n'achèteront pas le script dans l'état qui a été fourni dans une première passe. Ils vont revenir, ils vont vouloir le remodeler pour qu'il soit plus près du jeu. Ils vont faire un paquet de commentaires. Au niveau du casting, il y a des gens qu'on va avoir choisis qui n'aimeront pas. Exactement comme un grand studio.
Assassin's Creed is therefore first and foremost a solid story, so we asked Corey May, who wrote the scenario of the game and also worked on the film, to situate it in the chronology of the series.
The story of the films function as a prequel of sorts. They focus on Ezio's father, Giovanni Auditore, and they take place right before the events of our game begin. I don't think one is harder or easier than the other. It's different. You know, writing is hard no matter whether it's for a game, a movie, a book, television, you know, radio. So just in terms of the production process, it's a little bit different. With film and television, you know, you write the script, you turn it in, and then the whole thing sort of goes, and you'll show up on occasion, you know, if things aren't going so great, to do production rewrites or clean stuff up. Whereas on a game, you know, from beginning to end, it's almost like an extended production rewrite. I'm writing up until the very end.
Like for its other productions, Highbridge Studios shot with real actors against a green screen and then designed an entirely virtual set around them.
Il était impératif pour nous que le gamer puisse renaviguer à l'intérieur de son environnement et trouver la rue, la hauteur et l'angle de la caméra, comme si on y était. Au niveau de la 3D, au niveau du cinéma. Donc, on a littéralement importé tous les environnements dans une première phase. Et ensuite, on a fait ce que l'on devait faire pour être capable de les rendre, artistiquement parlant, relatifs à la vision que l'on avait pour la série, incluant l'éclairage et les textures, évidemment.
For the green screen shoot, the defining lines of the set that will be created around the actors are projected onto the floors. The correct positioning of the characters is essential. The presence of flesh and blood actors adds a human dimension to the game, and some people think that it may attract new players.
By seeing these 3 preludes, if you wish, these 3 stories that are going to impregnate the players with emotion, with attachment, with a relationship to the characters.
Something that really resonates, and that's emotional attachment. That goes back to storytelling. Yeah. You know, if you know, gamers playing the game, maybe non-gamers that will see this might be interested in the game.
Je trouve ça un peu particulier de vouloir limiter un créateur à un support chimique. Ça n'a absolument rien à voir. Parce que le jeu n'est pas une représentation d'un film qui va devenir interactif. Voyons voir. J'ai pas de boule de cristal.
Alright, so that's the backstage part of the Assassin's Creed Lineage DVD. But yeah, this is gonna be everything we will be watching for now. Because now it's finally time we start the game and yeah, get to start our challenge too. So, let me have a quick look here. Alright, I think we're good. Yeah, they had some really great ideas for sure with both the movie but also for, you know, the franchise in general. I still think that, especially Ubisoft Montreal has great ideas for the franchise, but I can really see at the start of the franchise, of course, it was very ambitious and very much you can see the motivation of everyone involved in it. And yeah, Korime actually has been the main writer for Assassin's Creed for the first couple of games. So he wrote the story for AC1, for 2 he wrote a lot of for Brotherhood. And Revelations was written by Darby McDevitt. And AC3 was again co-written and mainly narrated by Korime again. He also assisted on some of the later games, but yeah, eventually he departed from Ubisoft and hasn't been back since. Hey, I'm in the best suit. Don't need imagination when you can release 3 DLCs and 400 hours of gameplay. Exactly. That's what I also say as well, always. Okay, let me just check a few settings here to see if everything is alright. Yeah, seems to be good. James Cameron's Avatar, the game trailer. Yeah, we don't need to watch that. Okay, let's go ahead and create a new save here. We're gonna name it 2023 Stealth. Okay, there's not too many signs I can put in here. So, that's gonna do. Texture quality free. Much hype. Why is that there? Yeah, I reckon they put it there because, I mean, it was all about cutting edge technology during this time and age. And Assassin's Creed was one of the games that kind of like put that at the forefront of their identity. And I guess the same could be said for Avatar, you know, as a movie. But it was also kind of like leaning into like the cutting edge technology aspect. They developed the game as well. Ah, did they? I'm the best suit? I didn't actually know that Montreal developed the Avatar game. But that would also explain it, I guess. Okay, so for AC2 I actually made a list of the things we will be doing. I hope I didn't forget anything. But yeah, we're gonna be doing overview points, all the assassin tombs obviously, all the assassination contracts or races or career missions or Templar lairs or beat up missions, or the glyphs and modern day puzzles. All of the feathers to get the extra dialogue options with Maria and Mario. Of renovations in Monteregioni, and we're also gonna be reading all the character database entries as well. So it's almost like a completionist run, only that I'm not gonna be completing all of the chests. But yeah, I will be doing pretty much everything else in the game. And then we're still gonna have the challenge, of course, which hasn't changed since AC1. I'm still gonna be doing all the missions as well as all optional objectives, which isn't there yet. It will be the case in Brotherhood and onwards. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing all the missions, and then also, of course, do the stealth challenge, where if I get detected during a mission, I will have to restart either the last checkpoint, or I have to kind of like restart the entire memory, depending on what is possible. Came back just in time for the start. Welcome back, Harbinger. Indeed. Yeah, we just watched the short movie for AC2, and now we're finally getting started for the game. Ah, okay, I gotcha, I'm in the bear suit. That's fair. Yeah, never looked up much about the game either. I just kinda like seen the trailer, and that's it pretty much. But yeah, ironically enough, now Ubisoft is working on another Avatar game, right? Brother upgrade incoming, indeed. It's gonna be the first I'm gonna upgrade in the game, for sure. Did I see the DC Universe announcements? I haven't. So is Batman 2 a game, or is that like the movie sequel for the most recent Batman? Absolutely, Harbinger. Yeah, I think it was good you spent so much time with the family, you know, because what Corey May, the main writer, kind of like said earlier in one of the behind the scenes videos, is they kind of like want you to grow attached to the family, just like Ezio's attached to his family. And then when it's like taken away, you know, it like hits so hard, and it gives both you and also Ezio a reason for revenge, really. And I still remember playing the game for the first time in like early 2010, I think. And, you know, playing the game not knowing anything about what will happen. And, you know, that moment where Ezio loses some of his family is just like, it hit me so damn hard, you know. I could exactly feel what Ezio felt in that moment. That's really great how they kind of like, you know, created that bridge between the player and the character. The Matt Reeves movie, I gotcha. I haven't seen anything about the DC Universe announcement, but always good to get more Batman content, I think. He's a great and interesting character. But yeah, let's get into this, shall we?
My name is Desmond Miles. I'm a prisoner of war. A war I never knew existed, waged by two groups I never thought were real. Templars and Assassins. The Animus showed me the truth. The things I've seen, the things I've been. 1,000 years of history flowing through my veins, brought to life by this machine. They're using it. Using me to search for something. Call it the Apple. It's an artifact, one of many so-called pieces of Eden. Templars collect them. That's how they stay in power. And if the Templars get their hands on another one, everything will change. They want to make us all their slaves. When they first brought me here, I was afraid of what would happen if I tried to fight back. Now? Now I'm afraid of what will happen if I don't. But I can't do it alone. And maybe I don't have to. I met someone. Her name is Lucy. I think she's on my side. She's gone now. She's taken away by that bastard Warren Vidic and his Templar masters. I don't know what will happen to her, or what'll happen to me. All I know is I need to get out of here. And I need to do it soon. My name is Desmond Miles, and this is my story.
Oh boy. We're having that glitch again. That's a classic. Okay, I will have to restart the game actually. It literally happens every single time I try to start a playthrough of AC2. Every time. But that's kind of like an issue with the system detection DLO file, I think. For Brotherhood and Revelations, you usually have to, or especially for Revelations, you have to like completely delete it before it works again. But yeah, let's try this. Okay, that's better. So, back where we left off in AC1, looking at the wall and seeing all the symbols that Clay has left behind. I've entered the Abyss and never returned. So the Abyss in this case would be the Animus, right? Because that's where Clay entered and where he lost his mind, quite literally. We have a symbol here in the middle, which is kind of like the same, but reversed. It's like the beginning and end, in a way. We also have to the top left a comet hitting the Earth, which is kind of like foreshadowing what will happen at the 21st of December, if we can't stop it. So all of these kind of like signs, you know, guiding us towards what will happen to us. There's gonna be an end. And with that comes a new beginning. Yeah, I think it's definitely an issue with the high FPS sometimes, since I have 144 Hz. Which usually doesn't happen if you have VSync on and a 60 Hz monitor. Yeah, Maxi. It's like every time I start a playthrough with AC2 or Revelations, it happens. Yeah, that's True Harbinger, the title drop. It's kind of crazy how much more time it took, you know, over time to get to that point. You know, you thought Odyssey was kind of like heavy with like 4 hours if you're gonna do like completionist on Mykonos. Not Mykonos, Kefalonia. But then Valhalla comes around and you probably take like 8 hours or so to do like completionist for Norway. Until you see the intro, or kind of like the title. It's, yeah, definitely crazy.
We have to go.
Lucy, where have you been? Why did they—
Now! Get in.
What's with the blood? Are you okay?
Look, we have maybe 10 minutes, maybe, before they figure out what I've done. If we're not out of here and on the road before then...
Wait, we're leaving?
Desmond, I promise I'll answer all of your questions later. But right now, I need you to just shut up and do what I say. So please, get in the Animus.
All right.
nuovo. Sì, brava. It is a boy.
Oh, my love. Mi dispiace. I was at the bank when they told me. Did I miss it? Am I too late? Give him here.
Giovanni.
Shh, my love.
Sorry, give me just 1 sec. Okay, sorry. Had to go to the door again. Another 2 packages arrived for Levy.
Be all right. Tu sei un uditore. Sei un combattente. Perciò, combatti. Listen to him. A fine set of lungs.
And what shall we call him, my love?
Ezio. Ezio Auditore da Firenze.
Yeah, how to introduce a character. Did we see him, you know, being born?
Get up. Let's go.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna need a second.
There isn't time, Desmond. We have to leave.
It's so cool, you know, that we see like Ezio literally being born and then all the way until his death, you know.
Come on, Desmond.
There's like no other character in this series that we have spent so much time with, you know, in his in their life. And yeah, absolutely, the graphic upgrades are insane. Comparing it here. And on PC, the face buttons are mapped to icons, the poor baby when you played Struck It for longer than needed. Same here, dude. Yeah, I played the game for the longest time on mouse and keyboard. It wasn't actually until I started streaming that I switched to a controller.
Hey, what happened to your lab coat?
And yeah, I still remember it took me like half an hour or so to figure out which button I had to press. Because if you would actually press the wrong button, but it was still like a button like moving the head, then Ezio will still make like an animation, and you're kind of like confused, you know, if you have done or pressed like the right button. So it's like a really bad tutorial for those who are playing on mouse and keyboard.
Hey, what happened to your lab coat?
Hurry up!
Wait up! We're really getting out of here, huh? Sturgo's got some fucked up interior decorators.
Stay close.
Hey! You're not supposed to be up here! Open this door! I'm calling it in!
We have a breach in the research wing. I repeat, there's been a breach in the research wing.
Follow me.
Requesting backup from all available security personnel. Subjects appear to be armed.
Over here, Desmond.
Nice walls. Fancy. Boy, these must be up.
There they are! Don't let them get away!
Holy shit!
Yep, Lucy got some moves. Oh damn, Harbinger. Yeah, pretty much same here. I think it wasn't for me until... I think it was until Syndicate/Origins that I switched to controller.
Follow me.
What about the cameras?
I rigged them to loop old footage. How do you think I managed to hide all your nighttime snooping from Abstergo?
You're good.
So I've been told. But they're on to us now. We need to hurry.
But the Unity is actually surprisingly good with mouse and keyboard because you can press any of the tools with an individual button, whereas on controller you have to actually select it before you can use it. So honestly, I would say Unity is probably better with mouse and keyboard, at least for that aspect of like using tools. Exactly, I'm the best, yeah. I would probably argue that too. You never played an AC game with keyboard and mouse, Maxi? Yeah, honestly, at this point I wouldn't want to switch back, because it just feels smoother on controller, and it feels like the games definitely have been designed to be played that way. But there's definitely some benefits to also playing with keyboard for sure. Aditya Afro? Interesting, so kind of like reverse then. Starting with controller, then switching to keyboard mouse. So you can do that on controller as well. I believe you have to press the right stick or something, or hold it while pressing it, and that will kind of like allow you to hide OV HUD as well. But yeah, it's pretty cool. You can also do it on keyboard and mouse too. No worries, Maxi. Hope you have a good lay down, and thanks also for the lurk. Yeah, same here, I'm in the best suit. Sometimes you just wanna enjoy the environments, you know, not have like a minimap and all the other stuff like cluttering everything. That's true, Afro, you know, I feel like you can definitely be a bit more precise with a controller. Unless, of course, you have like a mechanical keyboard where, you know, even like small, like, kind of like pressure is kind of like recognized. But most of us will probably have like a regular keyboard, you know, or nothing too fancy, so it doesn't apply to lots of people.
We need to get to that elevator on the other side of the room. Follow my lead, but keep an eye out for security. I'd rather avoid a fight.
Is that an Animus?
Wait. Stay with me.
What the? How many of them are there?
Wait.
Is it Animuses or Animi? What do you think, Lucy? Lucy, what do they need with all of them?
Desmond. Fuck. I thought this card would work. It must be on a separate system, and I don't have the code.
Wait. Shit. Come on.
How did you do that?
I don't know.
Let's go. It's always something.
What was that in the Animus? Subject 16? Ezio, Audi something?
I think we've been wrong all along. That's why we need to get out of here. Vidic and the Templars, they're only part of the problem.
What do you mean?
I'll explain when we get there.
Get where?
Get in.
You're joking.
It's for your own protection.
Oh, man.
We're almost there.
Sorry about that, Beverson Jr. I think I haven't changed that yet to happen once the category is set to AC2. But yeah, welcome in.
Thanks for that. It was great. Being shoved in the trunk, bouncing around. Loved
This
it.
way.
So, gonna tell me what's going on now?
There was a reason for the escape, Desmond.
Figures.
We need your help.
For what? Another treasure hunt through time?
Abstergo's gonna replace their Apple of Eden. The map your ancestor found guarantees it. The other assassins, they'll do what they can, where they can, but...
What? What is it?
We're losing this war, Desmond. The Templars are too powerful. And every day, more of us die.
I still don't see how I fit into things.
We're going to train you. Turn you into one of us.
What? No. No, you've seen me in action. I'm no good at this, and even if I was, it would take months. Years even.
No. Not with the Animus. Not with the bleeding effect.
But I'm just one guy.
Sometimes, that's all you need.
So that's why you found him. My ancestor. What was his name? Ezio?
If you can follow in his footsteps, you'll learn everything he did, just like he did. Years of training, absorbed in a matter of days.
You broke me out of Abstergo and brought me here just to make me an assassin?
Look, there's more to it than that, but it'll have to wait. Trust me, okay?
All right, I'm in. Tell me what you need.
Really? You're sure?
I thought you'd be happy about this.
Sorry, I'm just a little surprised. I spent the whole ride over here figuring out how I was gonna convince you to do this.
Save it. After what those Templar bastards put me through, I'm ready, willing, and able.
Thank you.
Man, I've missed this soundtrack so much. Modern day theme for the Assassin Hideout is so chill. It's so good that Jesper Kidd, who did the soundtrack for this game, AC1, Brotherhood, and parts of Revelations, actually has come back for Valhalla 2. Because he's done an outstanding job on all of these games he's worked on. This is where you only hear once a year, and it's when I'm doing my annual playthrough Beverson. That's definitely fair. Yeah, that's like one of the constants over here. You know, there's gonna be always Assassin's Creed. And yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Hertha Berlin. It's my favorite club since I've been just a kid, actually. But to like lots of games and stuff. Unfortunately, there's not too much to be proud of these days. They're doing really bad in the league right now. But yeah, the hope dies at last, you know. Hopefully they can stay in the first league and not get relegated down. Yeah, I was actually surprised that you remembered that that's a fan I'm rooting. That's a club I'm rooting for.
Lucy, you made it. God, it's been so long. 7 years, can you believe it?
Indeed. Welcome back. Ah, so this must be the infamous Subject 17. Desmond Miles, was it?
Who are you?
I'm sorry, where are my manners? I'm Sean Hastings. This is Rebecca Crane.
Nice to meet you, Desmond.
Right, well, it's been lovely chatting, but if you don't mind, Desmond, it's best we get straight to work. Time is precious. Doubly so these days.
We've got everything set up and ready, Lucy. Just say the word and we'll get going.
Here, I brought you something. A parting gift from Abstergo.
Whoa! The memory core! This is amazing. With their data, things are gonna go a lot faster. I'll get to work on merging the code.
So part of this playthrough is also gonna be that we would talk to everybody for optional dialogues whenever they are possible. And I will also always try to wait to hear all the dialogue if I can. And yeah, in these modern day scenes you usually have always the time to talk to Rebecca, Sean and Lucy for additional information. You kinda have to do it at the start of the game, but then later it's like optional. That's true, Beverson. Yeah, Schalke has been doing so bad. Considering it was like one of the top 4 or 5 clubs like 15 years ago or so. And how much tradition there is to the club, you know. Seeing them at the very end of the table. And, I mean, it's not guaranteed yet, but pretty much that they will be, you know, relegated. Kinda sad, but at the same time, you know, looking at it from the perspective of like a Hertha Berlin fan, it's good, of course, if there's like a club who's actually worse, you know. But yeah, I still feel really bad for them. Okay, let's go ahead and talk to Rebecca.
Hey, Desmond. What's up?
Just wondering what your role is in all this.
I take care of Baby. It's my job to keep her up and running.
Baby? You mean the Animus?
Actually, I prefer Animus 2.0, since Baby's twice as awesome as anything you'll find at Abstergo. The Templars might have deeper pockets than us, but they've got no ambition, no passion, no competitive edge. That's why, even with all their resources, anything they can do, I can do better. Faster, too. Anyway, take a seat when you're ready, and we can get started. I just need to make a few more adjustments.
No worries, Beverson. I hope you enjoy the lurk and watching this. And yeah, thank you for being here. I hope you have a good rest later, and a good night.
Hey, listen. I just wanted to say thank you. And that I'm sorry.
Sorry?
Yeah, you know, before. Everything at Abstergo. It was just... I wasn't ready.
It's okay.
No. Going through all that. Knowing that the Templars still exist, what they're planning.
What's done is done, Desmond. You're here now, and that's what matters.
Lucy, I've been seeing things. Symbols in my bedroom. The code on the keypad. Just like Altair.
It's from the bleeding effect. You're taking on more than your ancestors' memories. You're taking on their skills, too. In this case, eagle vision.
Skills?
You're more receptive now. So if all goes well, everything Ezio learns in the Animus, you'll learn too.
You really think this will work? That I'll become an assassin?
You already are an assassin. You'll just be better at it.
Yeah, hopefully much better at it. I mean, seriously, I saw the tapes from Abstergo. You didn't even try and escape.
What a dick.
I mean, he's rightful. He didn't. Well then, let's talk to Sean. Probably my favorite modern day character in the entire universe.
What's all this stuff for?
This stuff, Desmond. Oh, this stuff is nothing special, really, this stuff. It's just the stuff that keeps our entire operation from falling apart, really. It requires a great deal of concentration to keep it all moving, so you'll forgive me if I don't have time to play meet and greet.
Sean's in charge of maintaining our knowledge archives. It's like a digital library. He'll be riding shotgun with me while you're in the Animus. So if you come across anything of note, people, places, events, etc., he'll create database entries you can consult for additional information.
Yeah, it's not just databases, though. I also provide tactical support for the other assassins. You know, Desmond, the ones who are out there, actually doing stuff, risking their lives, little things like that.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of funny, the actor who plays Sean is called Danny Wallace. who's also a writer, but also an actor, of course. And yeah, like Sean is very much inspired by him, you know. It's like they did very much typecasting for Danny Wallace. They were looking for an angry, lonely, sad man, apparently, who's also a nerd. And believe it or not, Danny Wallace is just that. I mean, not exactly, but it definitely applied to him in some cases. And he very much with self-irony talks about his casting for the role as well. But yeah, he actually wrote a book called Yes Man, which also got made into a movie starring, I forgot his name. Jim Carrey? I think that's it. It's like my Achilles verse. Like every time I have to remember a name. But yeah, I think it's Jim Carrey who starred as a protagonist in Yes Man. It's kind of like a movie about somebody who's like very much a cynical person. Who's like stuck in his shop, you know, he doesn't really want to go out anymore, meet friends. He just want to, you know, be at home, watch movies and don't really think about anything else. And he meets like an old friend who's like living his life pretty much, and he says he has become a yes man, which means he has to say yes to everything that he gets asked pretty much. If there's an opportunity, he has to take it essentially. So Jim Carrey takes on a bet to do just that, you know, and then his life changes dramatically. Both positive but also in a bad way, you know, because obviously you shouldn't say yes to everything. But it will land you, you know, opportunities that you never thought would be possible. Because if you're not even making the risk of saying yes, you know, then you can't really know what is possible. So I think it's a very beautiful movie and that message that they are trying to convey. And yeah, like Danny Wallace, he was also, I think, producer as well on it, on the movie. Pretty good comedy. I can recommend.
Hello, Desmond. Go away. Please, mate, bother someone else, okay? I've got stuff to do. What part of I am busy don't you understand? Is it the I bit? That refers to me. Is it the am bit? That's like a doing thing. Is it that I'm busy? I'm busy. Lucy, what's wrong with this guy? I think he's stalking me. Hello, Desmond. Go away.
That's why I love him.
Sorry, can't talk now.
Sorry, Desmond. I've got some stuff to take care of. We can talk more later. I think Rebecca's waiting for you. Sorry, Desmond. I've got some stuff to take care of. We can talk more later.
I really need to get this ready. Yeah, let's chat later, Desmond. Have a seat when you're ready. Sorry, can't talk now.
Okay. That's all of the optional dialogue we have so far. So the only thing left now is to go into the Animus.
So how does this work? Of course.
Deep breath.
Ah! Oh, what are you, a tiny child?
Sean!
Well...
Sean just has to rub it in every time. You're surprised Sean doesn't get punched in the face more. That's true. There's definitely people who would have a good reason to do that. Repubblica Fiorentina, 1476.
Insieme per la vittoria!
Insieme!
Insieme! Silenzio, my friends! Silenzio! Grazie. Do you know what brings us here tonight? Honor. Viere de Pazzi slanders my family's name and forces his own miseries upon us. If we...
Enough of your nonsense, Grullo!
Buonasera, Viere. We were just talking about you. I'm surprised to see you here. I thought the Pazzi hired others to do their dirty work.
It's your family that cries for guards when there's trouble, Cotardo. Afraid to handle things yourself?
Your sister seemed quite satisfied with the handling I gave her earlier.
Uccidetelo!
I love the introduction for Ezio, you know. Immediately you can kind of like feel sympathy for him, you know. He's kind of like a leader. You know, he's standing up for honor. He's definitely charming and witty, you know, like the way he talks about Vierdi's sister. And now he has a reason to strike back, you know, because he just threw a freaking rock against his face, so... It's kind of cool how they immediately make you feel like feel sympathy for Ezio. Yeah, I'm the best suit. Definitely a good one. Good comeback. Boys will be boys. Fight Vieri de Pazzi's men.
Behind you!
Federico! What are you doing here?
I wanted to see if baby brother had finally learned how to fight.
And?
You have style. But endurance is what counts. Let's see how many of them you can ruin before they get the best of you.
Get him!
What's going on?
Petruccio watching. I can't wait to see until this dude shows up. So funnily enough, that guy only shows up during the remaster version of AC2. Which makes it even funnier because they completely changed the model of the character to look like that. Which arguably looks even worse than in the original version. So damn funny. But yeah, it's only like a remaster face.
Fall back! Fall back! Hold on.
What? We've almost won this.
Your lip.
Just a scratch.
Let the doctor decide.
It's not necessary. Besides, I've no money for this doctor of yours.
Wasted it on women and wine, huh?
I'd hardly call it wasted. Lend me some florins then. Or have you done the same?
Search them. There's bound to be something in their pockets.
Kinda like that Spanish painting a local person tried to restore and ruined it. Pretty much, yeah. Ezio Auditore. In a diary entry from 1474, Maria Auditore, one of the great Florentine chroniclers and Ezio's mother, describes her son as competitive, stubborn and loud-mouthed, but so passionate that it is impossible to fault him for anything. Complaints to the city guard by several noble patricians seem to suggest he was also something of a womanizer. Tutored by the great banker Giovanni Tornabuoni, Ezio's school records cease around the age of 17, at which point his name is connected with some terrible crime. It is impossible to discern what it could be from the records. There's very little here, but afterwards Ezio drops out of history entirely, as if he never existed.
Va bene. That should be enough. Let's get out of here before the guards arrive.
Petruccio Auditore. Ezio's older brother and the eldest Auditore, Petruccio entered the Medici bank as a clerk when he was 19. However, the bank logs indicate he mostly dicked around rather than actually working. One entry goes into detail. On September 17, 1475, a bag of gold florins went missing. After panic struck the bank, the elder Auditore approached Francesco Sassetti and with a smile revealed the location of the bag, which had been hidden on the rooftop. If he weren't the son of Giovanni Auditore, I would speak to Lorenzo de' Medici and have him put in the stocks. Unsurprisingly, Federico was removed from the bank's payroll shortly after his 20th birthday. Yeah, that's true, like some of the database entries really hit hard. Like seeing their eventual fate, you know, even if you look up the database entry for Lorenzo de' Medici, you know, I mean, he's like, you know, the ruler of Florence at the time, but then, you know, he dies in poverty essentially later. But also what happens to Caterina Sforza and her kids. Yeah, it's definitely interesting, you know, like seeing them here and then knowing what will happen to them eventually in history.
Hurry, Ezio! The sooner we're done with the doctor, the sooner we can sleep.
You should see the other guy. Follow Federico to the doctor.
What's got into him?
Bring me your sick and wounded.
Doctors. Diagrams of the human body and the printing press influenced Renaissance medicine greatly, which had in turn been influenced by Arabic medicine during the Middle Ages. By the 50th century, science had already begun its slow climb towards becoming more relevant than spirituality in the field of healthcare. However, many people stubbornly clung to old ways, visiting local mystics instead of doctors. After the plague ravaged Europe in 1350, many doctors dressed in special plague gear to treat patients. To prevent contamination, they wore a cape coated in wax and a primitive gas mask in the shape of a beak, which apparently didn't do anything to prevent getting the plague.
What's got into him?
Ben trovato, Doctor.
Fratelli Auditori, why am I not surprised? You've made quite a mess of yourself, young man.
It's nothing, really.
You must help him. That pretty face is his only asset.
Fottiti.
There we are. Now get out of here.
Grazie.
This way. Quite a night.
Indeed. Only wish they were all as much fun. Oh, wait. They are.
We should head home, Ezio. Father's sure to be wondering where we've gone.
Yes. I'd rather avoid a lecture.
Up for a little race, then?
To where?
Roof of that church.
Sibling Rivalry. Win the race against Federico.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Baby brother still has much to learn.
Oh yeah, this race also took me 7 tries when I first played it. Also like finding the right path, you know, where to take to get up here. But just not really being used to the parkour system either.
Come on then, this way.
Where are you going?
You'll see. It is a good life we lead, brother.
At best, may it never change.
And may it never change us. All right, enough of that. We really should head home. Let's go.
Wait.
What? Ezio, let Christina sleep.
There will be time enough for that. Later.
And absolute chills every time that title drops and you hear that line, you know. It's a good life we lead, brother. May it never change. It may never change us. Just before everything in Ezio's life is about to change, you know. I remember it still gave me chills when I first played it. But then now, you know, knowing what I do about the game and where it's headed, like it's even giving me more chills, to be honest. Am I doing any of the puzzles for the Adam Eve scene? I will, yeah. I will be doing all of the glyph puzzles in the game. I will pretty much do everything in the game except for the treasures. So it's like almost like a completionist run, I guess. I will also be collecting all the feathers in the game too, because I want to unlock the unique dialogue that you get with Mario and then with Maria as well.
So it's Vieri. Better hide.
Keep looking! He couldn't have gotten far!
It's kind of funny, every time this happens, the guy to the left is always doing this like push animation. It doesn't matter which playthrough, it's like a guarantee that he would do that. Doesn't matter even if it's like console or PC, it's like always happening.
Life expectancy?
Yeah, it would be interesting if they would come up with, you know, remaking this game. I mean, I still think it looks quite well and it works quite well too. But yeah, it would be really interesting to see how it would look like nowadays, you know, with like what they are capable of. Especially graphic-wise. some money. Yeah, I'm really excited actually to play Origins again. Can't wait. That game looks so damn amazing, and the gameplay is also so much fun. Especially with stealth.
Christina!
Who's there?
Me!
Oh, Ezio! I should have known.
May I come in?
Fine, but only for a minute.
A minute is all I need.
Indeed.
Well, wait, that came out wrong.
The self-burn, Ezio. A minute is all he needs.
Come here.
Oh, Ezio. Oh, Ezio.
Christina! Christina! Celia, your tutor will be here soon. Come, my daughter. Is it really so terrible that... Figlio d'un cane! What is this?
Perdonate, messere! Chiedo venia!
I'll kill you!
No, that's not necessary.
Guards! Guards! Voglio la sua testa!
No! There's really no need for violence.
Get it!
You have me confused with someone else. She needed some help with some things. I'm mostly innocent.
Man, the parkour is so smooth. Especially not having that invisible wall bug anymore, you know. It's really nice. I then like the climbing speed you have as well. Yeah, that's true, Harbinger. That's something I can look forward to in my Unity playthrough this year, since I will be doing your challenge of doing completionist. In addition to, you know, doing a stealth challenge. So that's gonna be definitely a long playthrough. But I'm looking forward to it. I always enjoy playing Unity and playing lots of it too. Best line of the game. The youth. Yeah. Gotta love young Ezio, that's for sure. And so does Christina.
Have I seen that? Haven't I seen you before?
No, you haven't. So apparently I've already unlocked the race missions. So I could technically do some of these.
As a consequence of the flooding border of the island, a small tax shall be imposed.
There's lots of guys who don't like us very much. I believe we also got a database entry for Christina. Christina Vespucci was a well-known Florentine beauty and a favorite of painters, most notably Botticelli, who used her as a model for several of his paintings. Records kept by her father's guards indicate Ezio visited her frequently and that he was unbelievably dexterous, as the guards were never able to catch him trespassing. In addition to her looks, Christina also seems to have been somewhat responsible for jump-starting the career of her cousin, the namesake of a rather famous landmass. At a dinner party attended by Christina and among other illustrious guests, Lorenzo de' Medici, she was reputed to have been in conversation with Lorenzo and Manfredo Soderini about her cousin's brilliance as a sailor. Well, apparently she exaggerated his importance slightly to impress Lorenzo, and Lorenzo, charmed by her beauty, agreed to hire him. Try Amerigo out. I bet after several years you name your shipping company after him. She is reported to have joked. Biggest understatement of the century. So it's definitely more of, she's more of a well-known historical character in this game. Because of like how much she was painted. Yeah, the only thing that really has replay value is, I guess, like doing co-op or heist missions in, oh. Jesus. I could have gone wrong. In, Unity. Or I guess replaying, like, main memories and doing, like, you know, challenges or something. But, yeah. I really wish I would like bring back the option to replay memories. It's something I really miss in Origins and also Valhalla. But you can't just go ahead and say, yeah, I want to replay this mission again. I like how we're already climbing the Duomo, which is like the highest viewpoint of the game pretty much. Hey there, Slap1K. Good afternoon to you too. You're currently in Venice. This game is a masterpiece. How, yeah, that's awesome. I hope you have a good time visiting Venice. I've always wanted to go, to be honest, but I've never been yet. Hopefully one day I get to see Venice and Florence and all of these cities. Are you visiting Venice, or are you actually living there? And where we are? The top of a Duomo. Quite a view, isn't it? You meant in-game, you live near Venice, wo? Ah, okay, I gotcha. That's fair enough. That's awesome. Yeah, I absolutely love this game. It's still my favorite game of all time, actually.
Lovely tight hat.
Good morning, Father.
Come with me.
Is something wrong?
Do you think me blind and deaf, son? I know all about your fight with Verity Patsy last night. And then this little visit to Christina. Your behavior is unacceptable. It reminds me of myself when I was your age. I assume these misadventures won't interfere with your work today.
No, padre. Avete la mia parola.
I've prepared some documents here for Lorenzo di Medici to review. I need them delivered to him.
With haste, father.
Return to me when it's done.
Paperboy. Deliver Giovanni's letter to Lorenzo de Medici. Slap, you remember it being much more beautiful. You played it for the first time when you were 12. I gotcha. Yeah, for me, I was about 16 when I first played it. I've played it pretty much every year since then. So for me, it hasn't really aged too much, but I can definitely see how, like, revisiting it after lots of years, you know, would definitely make it more apparent, like, those changes. And hey Verot, welcome in. Thank you so much, dude, for the raid, and welcome in, raiders. I hope you had a good stream today. How was Mass Effect? Did you actually finish the game today? Welcome back, Maxi. Welcome in, Lucinda. Hey there, Chronically Clementine. Welcome in too. Morla, welcome in, dude. And yeah, thank you all for joining. I hope everybody's having a good day so far. Thanks also for giving me a shout out to Rod Maxi. So for anybody who didn't join with a raid, if you haven't checked out Rod's channel before, then definitely highly recommend doing so. He's also a massive fan of Assassin's Creed and just started his annual 2023 playthrough too. He's currently doing a playthrough of AC1 where he's collecting all the flags. And he's also gonna be most likely collecting all the feathers for AC2 too. And he's doing that in AC1 while also playing without any of the HUD, which makes it definitely more insane because obviously collecting all the flags is difficult as it is. But then doing it without the HUD is even more tricky. Habitja, would it be too much if you asked me to play Unity with French voices? Yeah, I would say so, unfortunately, because I really love, you know, kind of like the quotes, I guess. And for me, it would definitely take away a bit from the game, especially if I do like an in-depth story run doing all the missions, you know, if I couldn't understand what they're saying. Or if I always had to focus on like the subtitles. I probably will do a Unity playthrough eventually where I play with French subtitles. With French dub and English subtitles, but that would probably be a playthrough where I only play through the main story, I think. Slap, your favorite AC is Odyssey, it just hits different. Nice, that's good to hear. I'm glad you're joining this series. And yeah, absolutely, like Odyssey is definitely a very different kind of like Assassin's Creed game. So definitely stands out. Oh, very nice, Rod. That's great to hear. GG's on finishing your first playthrough for Mass Effect. And also that you got the renegade way of ending the game. And yeah, it's going pretty good. We finished AC1 earlier. Watched Assassin's Creed Lineage and also a lot of the making of behind the scenes stuff. And yeah, now we're just getting started with the actual game. You might hear it with my voice. I'm still kind of like sick. So pardon me if I'm not like super talkative today. But I'm definitely feeling better than yesterday though. But yeah, it's still kind of like affecting me with a voice and nasal, so yeah. If I sometimes don't talk too much, that's why. But not doing too bad though. And that's no worries of a shout out whatsoever. That's fair, Harbinger. Yeah, I think I've seen Rod play for Unity before with French dub, and I definitely liked it. It really does increase like the immersion, you know. Same thing for like AC2 if you would play it like in Italian. Ah, very nice, Rod. That's awesome. Gonna be good to do another playthrough of Alien Isolation. And always looking forward to have a surprise secret game. Thanks, Slap. Yeah, this one is the Razer Siren. It's definitely a pretty good microphone for how affordable it is. Plus Unity in French doesn't have the citizen. That's true, yeah. Doesn't have that, you know, and you can't live without the citizen. Cheers, Rod, I appreciate it. Yeah, definitely hope to get, you know, to recover very soon, because on Saturday we're actually driving to the Czech Republic for a ski vacation. So I want to make sure that I'm fit for that, you know. I wouldn't want to miss out on it. But I'm sure it's gonna be fine. And yeah, I was really glad to get only 9 detections of AC1. So about 1 per like investigation process and assassination mission. I think it's definitely the best I've done so far with a stealth challenge in AC1. That's fair, Slap. Yeah, I think I would always prefer to play in English, because obviously the synchronization is just so good. But yeah, maybe like once I would try playing it like in the OG language, just to see like the difference and to have like a different kind of like playthrough, I guess. Cheers, Rod. Yeah, of course it had to happen now. But yeah, I think my little trip on the weekend to visit my grandpa probably got me sick, to be honest. Like being in the hospital and then surrounded by my nephew and niece, and then like long journey with like lots of people on the train and stuff, you know. I guess somewhere there I caught it. But yeah, fortunately it's not COVID though. I've done a test yesterday and it came back negative, so that's a silver lining, I would say. Paperboy. Deliver Giovanni's letter to Lorenzo de' Medici.
Al magnifico Lorenzo de' Medici, mio protettore e amico. I have done as requested and completed my investigation into the Milano incident. I can confirm for you that it extends far beyond dissatisfaction with Duca Galeazzo Sforza's rule. It is my belief that other parties, desirous of far greater gains, manipulated events in such a way as to achieve their goals without being revealed themselves. Lampugnani, Olgiati, and Visconti are guilty of the crime, to be sure. And they have met fitting ends for their betrayal. But several other noble families are implicated as well, our own Francesco de' Pazzi among them. Their cause and motive is not yet clear to me, but initial findings indicate a plan, the scope of which is sure to disturb you. Best we continue this conversation in person, as I am hesitant to put my suspicion to paper. Reply with a place and time, and I will meet you there. I have also ordered Francesco be held by the Gonfaloniere until we can clear up this matter. Yours in confidence, Giovanni.
Yeah, really connecting here to what we have learned about in Assassin's Creed Lineage. The conspiracy that Giovanni should try to uncover and see through, you know, find like proof for what's happening. Yeah, exactly, Rod. Definitely didn't help being around so many people. I gotcha, Harbinger. Yeah, for me it was about the same time actually that I got COVID last, like in the summer of 2022. And honestly I haven't felt so miserable in like ages. I was just, it felt like I just lost 2 weeks, you know, because I just couldn't do anything or didn't feel like doing anything either. It was actually around the time that I played Odyssey, I remember. But yeah, ever since then I've also been quite careful, you know.
He's as honest as a snake in an apple tree.
Washing hands more often than not. Rod, you had to look, and the actor who played Giovanni, Romano Orsari, is now 58 years old. Damn. So getting quite old then.
See for yourselves.
Yeah, it was great to see all of the actors in the making of Assassin's Creed Lineage 2, you know, and hearing their kind of like input on a movie made out of a video game, which was definitely a rarity back then. Usually it was the other way around in like the early 2000s, right? That you had like a movie which was made into a video game, rather than the other way around.
Once again sending Firenze a message of contempt. The city's youth apparently gathered and bared their posteriors at our honorable delegation. The Arte del Cambio warns members to avoid the ventriconials of Bologna. Important defaults suffered by an esteemed member have led to this draconian measure.
Thank God we have the ledge grab ability. Yeah, I mean Lineage looked really good. Also quite impressive I got the people behind 300 and Sin City to work on the special effects for Lineage 2, you know. Actually quite a big studio, considering the Hollywood productions they worked on. That's awesome, you didn't realize that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I actually didn't remember that either until they said it again in the making of that we watched earlier. But yeah, I mean 300 had some really good special effects, I think, and also really good aesthetic. And then of course Sin City, you know, had like such a unique art style. I really gotta rewatch that movie because back then it was like one of my absolute favorites.
Ah, Ezio, ben trovato. How are you?
Come sempre. I have a letter for Messer Lorenzo.
I'll see that he receives it when he returns.
Returns?
They've gone to Villa Careggi, I'm afraid, and not expected back for at least another day.
I'll let my father know.
No worries, Rod. Take your time. Ooh, I have a chest. Don't mind if I do. Doesn't hurt to get a bit of money if I start here, you know. Will make snowballing the money a bit easier later. Once you get the option to renovate places.
Keep up the good work.
Bischero.
You worry too much, Giovanni. Francesco Di Pazzi's in prison. The threat is ended.
Sure. Because it's only up to one person to pose a threat. Yeah, I haven't gotten the entry yet for Giovanni Auditore.
Ah, hello, son. You remember my friend Uberto?
Good morning, Gonfaloniere Alberti.
To you as well, young man.
I trust you delivered the message.
Si, padre. But it seems Lorenzo is out of town.
I did not anticipate this.
What does it matter? So you wait another day or two.
Listen, your mother and sister have been looking for you. I'll need you again in a little while, but for now, see if you can't help them.
Are you sure?
Yes, now if you'll excuse us.
Good to see you, Ezio.
Petruccio Auditore. The youngest of the Auditore children, Petruccio was described as having a weak constitution by Giovanni Auditore in a letter to Lorenzo de' Medici soon after the boy's birth. Apparently he didn't improve with time. Petruccio was pulled from school due to illness when he was 12, and according to records from the family doctor, was confined to bed. No other data exists after that, so it's probable that he eventually succumbed to his illness. So that explains why, you know, Ezio will kind of like say that he has to go to bed even though it's like daytime. Because he's permanently ill, essentially, and he has to get some rest. Whatever Alberto Umberti Adambes. That's him.
What are you doing out here, Petruccio? You should be in bed.
I want those feathers.
What for?
It's a secret.
If I get them for you, will you go back inside?
Yes, I promise.
Petruccio's secret. Obtain eagle feathers for Petruccio before he gets in trouble for sneaking out of bed. It's really interesting that the voice actress for Claudia also voiced, you know, her brother.
Bene. Now I have a way back up in case I fall.
Bene. A ladder. A way back up in case I fall. want to make sure I don't get detected there, because that would actually count against us, since it's during a mission.
Here, as promised.
Grazie, brother.
You still haven't told me why you want these.
I will. In time.
I love how Ezio's voice matured throughout the years, and AC1 is just idea with Desmond's voice actor. Yeah, it's definitely cool how Roger Craig Smith, you know, made the voice, or did the voice acting for Ezio. You know, voicing him from both like a young, or I guess kind of like as a teenager, and then all the way to like an old man, you know. All the way to embers when he's like, you know, almost dying. Just so well done on his part. Claudia Auditore. The third child of Giovanni and Maria Auditore, and the first girl in the family, Claudia seems to have been a bit of a spoiled brat. It looks like her parents had to raise her dowry by 1,000 florins after she scared away all her potential suitors. A report from her school indicates she once attacked another girl for looking at her boyfriend and knocked her out cold. On the plus side, she's Ezio's sister, so you should be safe.
Hey, Claudia. How are you?
Bene.
You shouldn't keep things from me.
It's Duccio.
What of him?
I think he's been unfaithful.
Who told you this?
The other girls. I thought they were my friends.
Harpies. You're better off without them.
I loved him.
No, Claudia. You only thought you did.
He should suffer for what he's done.
Wait here. I'll go have a word with him.
Beat a cheat. Find and punish Duccio. Also called Duccio. If I did a Chronicles Italy game, it would have been cool if you played as Claudia. I agree, yeah. Yeah, we could do it like connecting to like Brotherhood. It could technically even be during when Ezio's going to Masyaf, you know. When he's like writing the letters to Claudia. Yeah, it's so funny, you know, when she's like super sad and then all of a sudden she's like extremely angry and vengeful. Definitely does run in the family, you know. The potential for vengeance.
Petruccio! It's beautiful!
Nothing but the best for you, amore mio.
But what of Claudia? I thought you'd been promised to her.
Father said I could do much better than an auditore.
Ah! Birbante! Come, let us walk a bit.
What? I had something else in mind.
Oh, Duccio.
Hey, lurido porco!
Ezio, my friend. Ah! Ma che te piglia?
You insult my sister, parading around with this puttana.
What are you talking about?
I saw the gift you gave her. Heard the things you said.
Maybe your sister shouldn't be so stingy with her virtù.
You broke her heart.
Ha! And now I'm going to break your face. You auditores all talk big, but when it comes time for action, ha!
You'll regret ever opening your mouth.
I could have taught your sister a great many things. She's lucky to have had someone like me.
Bastardo!
What are you waiting for? Hai paura?
Basta! Mi arrendo!
Stay away from my sister!
Beat up missions are now available. Amazing. If I ever want to beat up Petruccio more, which I do.
Just me to get caught in the middle. Look at their proud bearing and unfaltering step. Can't warm you.
Okay, I think that's all he takes for now. Sorry to Joe, Ezio's going to put a wrench in your plans. Now Machiavelli, just calm down. It's so cool, you know, how many things the actor has done who plays Wrench in Machiavelli. Apparently he's also done a lot of the mo capture for both NPCs and also for Ezio in this game. Then we also use his face on Father Maffei as well, who he also played, of course, in Lineage as well. See an AC Brotherhood. And then later in Revelations again, too. Yeah, it definitely seems like a really cool dude. Both as a voice actor and as a, you know, mocap artist too. Maria Auditore. Quote, I grow tired of these walls that surround me and I am bored with safety. Now is the time to make a decision. I will go out there and see what my life may truly be. Maria wrote these words when she was 16, a week before she met Giovanni Auditore. Born into the powerful banking family the Mozzi, Maria is one of the most famous historical sources of the time period due to her multi-volume diary, which has been translated by several notable scholars and is on display in the Uffizi Gallery in Florence. With funding from her parents, Maria opened up a bakery in the courtyard of her family palazzo, which she transformed into an artistic gathering place. It was there that she met a man with such conviction I found myself rooted to the spot, unable to look anywhere else. That man was Giovanni Auditore. Maria and Giovanni were married in 1450. Maria's diary entries continue for the next few decades, describing her patronage of several up-and-coming artists, and her trials as a mother, at which point she abruptly abandons her writing, to the disappointment of historians everywhere. That's true as well, yeah. Would have been great to have like a follow-up for Lineage, you know. Imagine they did like a live-action kind of like format in that style with like all the AC games. Or at least the Ezio saga. Hey there, Belik. Welcome in. Thank you for joining.
Buongiorno, Ezio.
Buongiorno a voi, madre. Come state?
Sto bene. And you? Still recovering from last night?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Of course not. Anyway, I have an errand to run. I'd like you to join me.
Con piacere.
Come, it's not far from here.
Friend of the family. Help Maria with her errand. You went to the Siena during the Christmas break, really got the Toscana AC feel? That's awesome. I hope you had a good time. I've always wanted to visit the Toscana, because I heard how beautiful it is, especially in the summertime.
money, sir. I'm poor, I'm sick, and hungry.
Oh yeah, Harbinger. That's exactly what's missing here. But hey, at least we have a minstrel singers, you know, who will also beg for money by singing the most awful songs. So it's always a guarantee that there's somebody who's willing to annoy you for money.
What fight?
Per piacere. Let's not play this game.
He spoke ill of us. I could not allow him to continue.
I'm sure he's having a hard time dealing with the accusations against his father. Francesco di Pazzi is many things, and none of them good. But even I never suspected he'd be capable of murder.
What will happen to him?
I imagine there will be a trial.
Will father speak at it?
He'll have to. He's the one with the evidence.
Still, I wish there was another way.
You've nothing to fear. Everyone wants justice done. It is an unfortunate state of affairs, but it will pass.
Yeah, if only it will pass. But yeah, Maria doesn't also know everything about the affair, I guess, and how dangerous it actually is.
Hello, Leonardo.
Madonna Maria.
This is my son, Ezio.
Molto onorato.
L'onore è mio.
Let me go and fetch the paintings. I'll be right back.
He's very talented.
Immagino.
Self-expression is vital to understanding and enjoying life. You should find an outlet.
I have plenty of outlets.
I meant besides vaginas.
Mother.
Back to your house, then.
Si, si. Ezio, help Leonardo, will you?
Savage. I have plenty of outlets. You didn't know Leonardo was a borough leader? Oh yeah, my favorite borough leader. Who would never talk bad about you behind your back. Leonardo da Vinci. The illegitimate son of a notary and a peasant woman, Leonardo da Vinci was raised in Tuscany. Like many destined to be superstars, he had no surname, Vinci being the town in which he was born. At the age of 14, he was apprenticed to Florentine painter Petruccio, who taught him chemistry, drafting, painting, sculpting, and modeling. When he was 20, Leonardo established his own workshop and then traveled across Italy, eventually painting his great masterpieces The Last Supper in 1498 and the Mona Lisa in 1503-7. During his travels, Leonardo studied the world with unquenchable curiosity, recording his observations in mirror writing within his notebooks. He created designs for a helicopter, tank, solar power, and a calculator, among others. He was also an engineer, designing garrisons, cannons, and movable barricades. Despite this epic list of accomplishments, Leonardo was hounded by his patrons for his chronic procrastination. Pieces frequently took years longer than he anticipated, and many were never finished at all. Leonardo also had a tumultuous love life. Accused of sodomy in 1476, he was most likely homosexual. Salahi, his assistant, was accused of stealing and spending too much money on clothes, but was also probably Leonardo's lover. Leonardo painted several pictures of Salahi, including his famous Saint John the Baptist, and left the Mona Lisa to him when he died in 1519. So Salahi is actually a major character in the Da Vinci Disappearance DLC for Brotherhood. So you get to learn more about him there.
So Ezio, what do you do?
He's been working for his father.
Ah, you're to be a banker.
For now. And you, Art, was it?
Truth be told, it's been difficult for me to settle. Painting is nice, but I often feel like my work lacks, I don't know, a purpose. Does that make sense? I'd rather contribute more practically, more directly. Architecture, perhaps, or anatomy. I'm not content merely to capture the world. I want to change it.
Oh, Leonardo. I have no doubt you'll go on to do great things.
Vi ringrazio, Madonna. That's kind of you.
Yeah, just a few professions that Leonardo's having. You could say it's a bit of everything. Truly universalist.
Thank you for your help, son. Don't let me keep you from your other duties.
It was nice to meet you, Ezio. I hope our paths cross again.
Anch'io.
Have I watched the show Da Vinci Demons? I haven't, actually. Would you recommend it?
That faithless husband of mine is cheating. I know it, as do all the neighbors. Please teach him a lesson for me.
So these are the beat-up missions. A woman scorned. Beat up the cheating husband. Okay, let's get away from these guards here. Medici and Da Vinci is in it, including Lorenzo. I gotcha. I've seen like a show featuring these historical characters a while ago, but I don't think it was Da Vinci Demons. Not sure how exactly it was called, but it wasn't bad, that's I'm quite sure of. Did Da Vinci Demons release recently, or is it like an older show? There he is.
God, please let me. I promise I'll live a better life.
Shall we die? Donato! She wins! I give up! That bitch! I mean, wonderful wife of mine! I'll go home!
That voice actor is so funny. You think it ended 7 years ago? I gotcha, so a bit older then. Definitely heard of it before. But I don't think I've ever seen an episode of it.
My recent good fortune finding new suppliers has paid off, and I pass the savings on to you.
Not only is he is an architecto, he's a merchant too. Yeah, so many professions he has. He's also a mad scientist later for Abstergo.
Go, Lineage! My wares are good and my price is incredible! So low, it's a miracle I stay in business!
Oh. You wanna get your ass kicked, huh? There you go.
Hey! Basta! Basta!
Sai...
Basta! Basta!
Hey!
Hey, I'm not who you think!
Not who I think. So it wasn't just trying to beat me up, huh?
What's going on? Why are you doing this?
Okay. Someone did not agree.
Yeah, you can play the ignorant one. I know what and who you are.
Another contact folder. That could be our man. Better have a look.
Die, canne!
Oh, hold on.
Will not get away!
Thanks over free money.
Leave the dead be!
Who requires bleeding?
You can also deliver a letter, apparently.
Get this to its destination fast. Really fast. I'll pay you well.
Casanova. Deliver these 2 letters to guarded recipients. My beloved, how can I live without you? I cannot work. I simply idle away, imagining your face. The fact that your husband has locked you away behind court wards sickens me. You are budding older woman. You should have the privilege to feel my sweet kisses like a gentle wind caressing your soft petals. Yet finally it is Friday when he goes off to sea. Oh happy day, and still happier night. Come where the sky rains with sparkling stars. Come find me and jump into my arms. At midnight I will be waiting at our special spot. Yours forever, Raphael. My dearest, how can I live without you? I cannot work, I simply idle away, dreaming of your face. The fact that your father has locked you away behind court wards sickens me. You are a budding young woman. You should have the privilege to feel my sweet kisses like a gentle wind caressing your soft petals. Yet finally it is Friday when he goes off to market. Oh happy day and still happier night. Come where the sky rains with sparkling stars. Come find me and jump into my arms. At dusk I will be awaiting at our special spot. Yours forever, Raphael. So he's dating 2 women at the same time. And we gotta deliver the letters to make it happen. He's a sage. He is. Hey Veroni, welcome in. Good morning.
Most impressive.
A letter? For me?
Oh, grazie.
Grazie. Yeah, there's a couple guards around. Okay, good. Didn't get detected here.
Next week's public mass in the Cardinal will be cancelled due to a small outbreak of plague. Pray for his recovery and the confinement of the Dread Death in the small, unimportant village you are in.
This music is so peaceful. And beautiful with those vocals. So I believe there's actually a glyph up here at some point. But since we haven't unlocked the glyph puzzles yet, it doesn't appear. But yeah, I think this is one of the locations. Oh nice, we got a race here.
I can outrun anyone in this distretto. I hear you the best. Prove it.
Florentine sprint. Bet you can't beat my record. Thieves. Renaissance thieves were usually wanderers who could vanish at the first sign of trouble, making it hard for guards to track them. Black market business in Renaissance Italy was booming. Muggings in the major cities were fairly common, as were murders. Often strollers were attacked in the dead of night, killed, robbed, and then rowed into the nearest river or canal. Even if a thief merely stole rather than killed, the penalties if caught were often unduly harsh. Torture was common. Thieves were put in stocks and sometimes even publicly executed. In order to avoid punishment, thieves often created bonds of trust amongst each other. Each was supposed to tell the rest his dirty secrets, which meant that each thief potentially held his comrades' lives in his hands.
Just last month, the Visconti bought 300 of my finest.
I was so close to getting detected there when I jumped out of the haystack. Fortunately, that didn't happen. Ezio, it seems my men do not fully understand what it is to wield a blade. Perhaps you could show them what you know? That's another quote I really miss from AC1. Which is such joy every time you get to hear it, and then get thrown into the combat tutorial section. It's like, dude, if I have to teach them, maybe you're not a good teacher. And there's a reason why they don't know how it is to wield a blade, it's because you don't. Alright, but yeah, I think this is where we're gonna go and call it a stream for today for AC2. I still don't wanna, you know, do too much talking today because I still wanna get my voice back on track and everything. But yeah, we did some good progress overall, finishing AC1 and then also making a start on this game, as well as, you know, watching Lineage and all the making of and all that fun stuff. The next time we will be playing this game, we will definitely dive much deeper into it. I reckon we're gonna get to Monteriggioni as well and unlock a lot of these side activities with renovations and all that. But yeah, for today this shall be where I call it. I wanna leave the entire part of like the family and what happens to them for next time, because I don't wanna, you know, end on like a sad note today. Just want to focus on kind of like the family life today for the AC2 part and kind of like seeing how close they are, I guess. And then next time we're gonna get to the, you know, heavier parts of the story. Cheers, Rod. I appreciate it. Definitely hope so. And thanks also again for the raid earlier. Hey there, Theme. Welcome in. Sorry about the bad timing, but I hope you're having a good day so far. And yeah, absolutely. It's been great to play this game again and get back into it. It's the AC game I haven't played in the longest, so it's good to be back. And it's also my favorite AC game too, so 2 reasons to enjoy this game even more than I already do. No worries, Ronnie. I hope you have a safe travel to the central station, and yeah, you have a good one. Thank you for joining. Oh yeah, Mola. I mean, they could have just called it Unicorn's Creed instead, right? Would be more accurate. Did I finish Pokemon yesterday? You think I said I had 1 city left? So I did finish the last Pokemon gym, but now we're on the way to beat the Elite 4. And then after the Elite 4 I still have another 2 or 3 cities, I think. So yeah, I will be playing Pokemon for a bit longer. Depending on how I feel tomorrow, I will either play more of this or more of Pokemon. If I don't feel too good, then I probably play Pokemon Black. And then do like a longer stream on Friday with this game. Should I feel much better tomorrow, then we're gonna come back to this game and do like a proper lengthy stream. So you can really like dive deeper into the story and the side activities. But yeah, I keep you guys updated tomorrow on like how I feel and how much I can talk and stuff. But yeah, Pokemon is still gonna be a couple more streams, for sure. Cheers, Rod. It's your favorite AC2? Yeah. Yeah, this game just has a really special place in my heart. And it's not just because I played it when it came out. I think it still holds up really well, to be honest. And you can tell how much passion and effort the team put into this, you know, to make it the best they could. But yeah, for today, let's go ahead and exit to Windows here. And then we're gonna have a look and see who's online and who we can rate.
Here's the tomb of Osiris, motionless, motionless like Osiris, motionless, his limbs like Osiris.
Can't wait until we hear that again in person, in Origins. That's true, Rod, yeah. Yeah, we did. excellent timing there with finishing the games. Okay, so I'm actually gonna have a look to see who's online playing some Assassin's Creed as well. So we can have a look if we can support another fellow AC streamer. Thank you, Theme. To you as well. Hope you have a good evening too. I'm just currently looking for the categories of Assassin's Creed to see if I can find somebody we can send a raid to. So bear with me one sec, real quick. Okay, I think I found somebody called Mystic Raven. They're currently playing some Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag actually. Another of my favorites in the series. Absolutely love that game. So yeah, let's see how they're doing and how they're enjoying the game. Before I go, I want to give a couple shoutouts to some fellow streamers. So I want to recommend to everybody Rod, Mauler, Maxi and Ronnie. All great streamers and really entertaining to watch. All of them big fans of Assassin's Creed, so if you're looking for more AC content, all of them are streaming them on a regular basis. Rod has just been playing some AC1 with doing like a no hut off flag challenge. Mauler has been doing some Freedom Cry. Maxi has been playing some AC Unity, and has Maxi already been to Syndicate? I think Maxi's still on Unity, to be honest. And Ronnie has been doing some Marvel Spider-Man recently, but he's also a big fan of Black Flag, which is probably his favorite Assassin's Creed game, I would guess. So yeah, if you're looking for more AC content, then definitely check out Rod, Mauler, Maxi and Ronnie too. And that's no worries. Always happy to give some shoutouts to some fellow streamers. I love watching myself. But yeah, for now we're gonna go and raid somebody new, Mystic Raven. Let's see how they're enjoying Black Flag. I'm gonna stay away from posting the raid emotes for today because it's a new chat and I'm not sure if they allow like emote spam or anything like that. But if you like, you can just copy that or something. Catch you next time, Harbinger. I will see you all in the next one. And until then, I hope everyone is having a good rest of your day. And yeah, take care.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye. I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
Citizen!